Golongan transgender hanya dipandang oleh masyarakat dari satu sisi, tanpa mahu memahami realiti kehidupan yang dihadapi mereka. Oi Sembang, merungkai hakikat sebenar golongan terpinggir ini.
My name is Mitch Yusof. I'm a trans man.
I'm Leticia Ravina. My age is the biggest kept secret.
Saya Nisha Ayub. Saya seorang transgender advocate di Malaysia.
My name is Vizla. I'm a clinical psychologist.
Memang discrimination happen. The challenges when you go to meet the government doctors and into the government hospitals are very similar to trans women. If I go to a government hospital like this and they call out my name and then I get admitted into the female ward.
When I was starting out, you're not fully presentable as a woman. It was hard going for a job interview or even just stepping out the door because people look at you weird. That's the worst discrimination for me personally.
Sehingga kini Nisha tak ada lupa di mana Nisha ditahan oleh Jabatan Agama Islam kerana berpakaian seperti wanita dan Nisha dihantar ke penjara selama 3 bulan. Dimasuk ke sel lelaki. I was sexually assaulted, dipaksa melakukan oral sex kepada 6 ke 7 orang lelaki dan lelaki-lelaki semua ni, they look like 34 years old. To be honest, masa tu, I hate the society, I hate religion. Semua orang bercakap sekali, you are wrong, you are deviant, you akan masuk neraka. It just make me lose hope. Dalam fikiran Nisha tertanya, what did I do? I was just being myself. 2 times I tried to commit suicide. And because I couldn't take it anymore. Dah lah masyarakat tak terima, agama pun tak nak terima. Masa tu lah kan. So, buat apa nak hidup lagi kan? Sehingga Nisha rasa macam, I want to die.
Mental health is the same with everyone. It depends on how you handle it. So when the issues are about the challenges that trans people face, of course there are. There are also people who've got dysphoria when they look at their own body. You know, the need to, oh, I've got to change it. I'm not comfortable in this body, you know, and things like that. It happens. Whether it's trans men or trans women, it happens.
In various times, many of my clients have experienced suicidal ideation. They wish they could die. They want to die because there's so much hate that they receive. There's no acceptance in their families, there's no acceptance in their society, and they just wish, they think that dying would solve their problems. And also a lot of people feel guilt because our religious teachers tell us other things. Our government leaders tell us different things as well. And that makes the person feel guilty, makes the person feel bad, makes the person dislike themselves, that they often think about killing themselves. Worldwide, Malaysia included, there are many trans people who are at high risk of suicide. And it is factors like this that actually lead them to commit suicide. Lack of social support, lack of access to just and fair medical services, not just for transitioning, but just generally, you know, legal systems that prosecute them, right? So all these kinds of factors actually can lead to suicide. Transgender people are born and then the doctor pronounces them to be a certain sex, either male or female. But as the child is growing up, the child realizes that they don't identify with the sex that they have been assigned with. I might have male body parts, but I identify as female. Transgender is not a disease. Transgender is definitely not a mental illness. There was a lot of misunderstanding about this, and in the early times of mental health history, which has historically treated trans people very, very badly. They've now recognized that it was wrong and they have made changes. However, there's also a recognition that certain medical interventions are necessary to help trans people, not to cure them. So the diagnosis of gender dysphoria is important because that then enables them to access other medical processes that helps them in their transition.
Sebagai seorang transwoman, konsep menjadi adalah tiada dalam kamus kita sebab kita tak menjadi seorang transwoman, kita dilahirkan seorang transwoman. Secara umumnya, jika ditanyakan kepada semua transwoman, mereka akan kata mereka sentiasa merasa bahawa diri mereka adalah wanita.
I have always been born a male. It's just that biologically I have that, but I have always identified myself as a male daripada kecil. A lot of people need to understand bahawa it's not about, last time dia perempuan, sekarang menjadi lelaki. It's not about menjadi. Because itu perception orang luar terhadap kami. Pada kami sentiasa diri kami.
If you look like this, you talk like this, you walk like this, you are male. If you look like this, you talk like this, and you walk like this, you are female, right? So when there's a possibility that there could be confusion, people get very upset. And so instead of understanding that gender is more complex than what we think it is, people just want to force everybody into the two categories. So much negative stigma about trans people. We see it in the newspapers. We turn on the television, we hear that. We go to our religious institutions, we're hearing things that this is wrong, right? These people are bad. And also, I think change is very frightening for some people. My job is to do the assessment properly, to show that whatever distress they're going through is because their body is not aligned with how they see themselves, how they want to be. And therefore, the treatment should be that the body needs to change.
Benda pendapat saya lah kan, dia terpulang pada masing-masing sebab saya tak tahu keturunan saya macam mana. Kalau kita tengok benda tu, sama ada benda tu menyalahi sesuatu undang-undang atau menyalahi satu agama, kita mendoakan agar dia, ataupun kita tak boleh nak judge orang. Siapa kita nak judge orang. Sebenarnya kalau kita judge orang, kita lagi teruk sebenarnya sebab kita tak tahu kita sempurna ke tak, kita nak judge orang. Tapi masing-masing ada cerita masing-masing, masing-masing ada sebab masing-masing.
They can totally do whatever they want, and I will be supportive in whatever they do because I would definitely believe that they are making the right choice or whatever they're doing. And I don't think that I need to help them because I don't think they need help.
Perempuan nak jadi lelaki pun memang tak bagilah sebab agama Islam pun memang dah terang-terang kata tak boleh nak hubungan sejenis. Memang saya takkan bagilah.
I've just come to accept that it's a very complicated situation. It's a combination of different things that lead to people's gender identity. Nature, right? It's also nurture, right? I am comfortable with the way I am because of how I was raised, because of the values I was given, and also because now that I'm older, when I was younger, I didn't like my body also. And when I was younger, I also for a while wanted to become a man because I felt that the world was unfair to women. Boys get more access to so many things, and I also wish that I was a man sometimes. I also wished I was born a boy sometimes, right? So all these kinds of factors come into play in deciding how people express their genders, how people identify themselves, right? But the difference is that for me, at a very early age, I knew that I was happy with my body. I knew when I looked at my body, I knew that this was me. Trans people just have a very different experience. And they sometimes know at a very early age, they sometimes realize at a very late age. It doesn't mean that one is better than the other. The best way to react is to just remain calm, don't panic. Let your child explore. It's just play acting sometimes. If the child says things like, I wish when I wake up tomorrow I'll be a boy or a girl, and things like that, alright? Those are perhaps signs that you need to pay a bit more attention. Again, don't panic. When you panic, it actually results in the child becoming even worse. Worse in that they start to feel bad about themselves, they feel guilty. You have to support the child, try and understand the child. And there have been families around the world who have done this. They've just supported their child through their transitioning. They allow the child to dress up in their preferred gender at home, for example. But explain to them when you go to school, this is what you have to do, this is how you have to be. And of course, in a country like Malaysia, we have uniforms, and it's a very clear uniform for boys and for girls, right? It's helping them understand what the clothes mean, helping them with their discomfort, helping them make friends. If you accept them at home, they can handle the bullying they get in school. They can handle the name calling they get in society. Remind the child that it's not them that's the problem, it's the society that is the problem. And that needs to come from parents.
I think apabila kita cakap dengan penerimaan keluarga, most parents, dia orang tahu anak dia orang macam mana. Ya, baik buruk anak-anak, they will know. So sometimes it's difficult for parents to accept. I think just as we or I am going through a transition, if I'm going to tell to my parents, or if anyone's going to tell to their parents, they must also understand that the parents are also going through a transition. Okay, from knowing that my child is like this and suddenly my child is like that. So they have to go through that transitioning process too. So we've got to be patient, give opportunity to your parents to learn and then accept you, because they will.
So to every trans person out there, whether you are a trans man, a trans woman, or you're gay or lesbian, it doesn't matter. Just be yourself. It's not going to be easy, but it's not impossible. Just put yourself out there, be yourself, let people see the real you. I think society is changing, and maybe we need to start changing as well, and dreams do come true. I mean, I'm living proof it does. Just believe in yourself and put yourself out there, and your dreams will come true.
Nisha harap masyarakat di luar jangan terus menghukum kita. Daripada menghukum kita, ada lebih anda datang kepada kita dan memahami diri kita. Kerana komuniti transgender ni tidak meminta hak-hak yang lebih ke ataupun special right ke. Kita hanya meminta supaya kami mendapat hak yang sama rata seperti anda semua. Dan seperti anda maklum, kami juga mempunyai perasaan, harapan dan impian, dan kami juga mempunyai keluarga seperti anda semua. So, Nisha harap masyarakat di luar akan memberi kita peluang untuk bersama-sama masyarakat untuk contribute to the society at the same time. Bagi komuniti trans people, trans Malaysia out there, Nisha harap sebelum anda mahu masyarakat di luar menerima kita perlu menerima diri kita seadanya, memahami diri kita seadanya. Jangan kita confusekan diri kita dan kita confusekan masyarakat luar. Dan penampilan kita, cara cakap kita amat penting untuk kita berhadapan dengan masyarakat. Apa-apa pun, sentiasa banggalah dengan diri anda.
My message to my community, the trans community, is to not be ashamed of yourself. We are here for a reason. Don't let other people say that we are wrong, because we are not. And for the society out there, we all need to learn untuk menerima seseorang itu seadanya. Bukan dengan kita hanya menerima orang tu kalau orang tu berkereta. Terima seseorang itu seadanya means what you see is what you get. It's not about hypocrisy, it's about being true to oneself. It will make the world a better place if we learn to accept people seadanya.
I think we have to stop being afraid. I think we have to accept that people come in different sizes, shapes, colors. What I like, you may not like. What you like, someone else may not like. But that doesn't mean any one of us is right or wrong. We need to start understanding that we're all different, and there's nothing wrong with difference. And that if we are just a bit more accepting, we actually become better people. We become better society.